Australian Test season of 1984-85 was described as the test of the best, and what a feast of cricket it promised. The West Indies, at the height of their formidable powers, they'd already beaten Australia in the Caribbean, and then the Australians went on a very successful short tour of the Indian subcontinent. You're about to see all the memorable moments of this series, all the great plays, and all the highlights of the highlights. It all began way back in Perth on Friday, February the 9th, on the WACA ground, soaked with sun and with a bouncy pitch always favouring the fast bowlers. These were the teams. For Australia, Captain Kim Hughes, then Vice-Captain Alan Border, Kepler Vessels, John Dyson, Graham Wood, Graham Yallop, Wayne Phillips, Geoffrey Lawson, Rodney Hogg, Carl Rackerman and Terry Alderman. And for the West Indies, veteran Clive Lloyd in his final Test series, his Vice-Captain Viv Richards, then Greenidge, Haynes, Richardson, Gomes, Dujon, and the dreaded pace attack of Malcolm Marshall, Michael Holding, Joel Garner, and Courtney Walsh. Let's pick up play now in the very first over. Geoffrey Lawson is steaming in to bowl to Gordon Greenidge. Your commentators are Keith Stackpole and Tony Greig.
Australia winning the toss, sending the West Indies in to have first use of this wicket.
Cuts away, a good shot, nicely played, down through backward point towards the boundary. That's four. A very aggressive start there to Greenidge's innings. A lovely shot, just a bit short outside off stump, and a very positive cut shot.
Lawson to Haynes.
Oh, no ball call, and I think Haynes may have picked that call because he fairly blazed it through the mid-off field, and it's quite damp down in that area, but even although that is the case, the ball hit well enough to carry to the boundary. So 4 runs there to Desmond Haynes off that no ball from Lawson.
Rackerman to Haynes.
Always cut that one away. That wasn't a very good ball from Rackerman. Short, it asked to be hit, and it was. That's another boundary, this time to Desmond Haynes. And the score now, no wicket for 18.
Here's Geoff Lawson now bowling to Greenidge.
That's well bowled, and a thick outside edge. There's no third man, and so Greenidge rather streakily there, getting one down through the 4th, 5th slip area to the boundary. That's good bowling by Lawson. Slightly fainter nick, and it could well have gone to one of those catches.
Rackerman to Haynes.
No need to chase that at all. That's just raced away over the outfield, even though it's slowed down by the heavy rain here in Perth the last couple of days. That was a good shot.
The members in, Terry Alderman, who suffered that tragic accident a couple of years ago here in a melee with a spectator. A shot for 4. Lovely cover drive. When we see that, I think you'll find it is a classic stroke. Rodney Hogg comes in now to Desmond Haynes. Rodney Hogg wants a word with Kim Hughes. Little field change coming up, perhaps. Maybe that he senses Desmond Haynes is lofting the ball a little on his drive.
The important change is that Kim Hughes has come from backward square leg to a short cover catching position. That was the one that Rodney Hogg was asking for.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You set a plan like that, it all comes off, and then the catch goes down. What a tragedy for Hogg and for Hughes. It's in the air, but it's safe enough. It's over Geoff Lawson's head.
Fine shot, picked it up off his toes and whipped that through mid-wicket for 4. Glorious shot from Gordon Greenidge.
So very straight. He's had a good tour so far. He's aggregated something like 159 runs at an average of just under 40, and that's the way he plays. Very compact off his toes. Terry Alderman, having runs scored off him there, and that's a pretty good looking off drive. The outfield's fairly slow. It's a good race between Wood and the ball, and Wood might get there. He's just got there, but the ball's run into the ropes. It was a gallant effort, that, on the part of Graham Wood. He tried to stop it, but he had too much impetus and couldn't pull the ball back.
Alderman comes in now. Haynes is taking strike.
Glorious shot. Beautifully played, Desmond Haynes. It was up and he was across and hit it with the full face of the bat, and it raced away to cover for 4.
Rodney Hogg comes in now to Desmond Haynes.
It's in the air, but it's safe. He went after it and gave it the full flourish, and it's 4 more, and that's the way they play, and very hard to bowl to these guys in this type of mood.
It's a fine shot from Desmond Haynes. Jeff Lawson, the fielder. Normally it's Gordon Greenidge who is leading the way in this partnership. He's the more violent stroke player, but today Desmond Haynes has reached 50, whilst Greenidge has made 28. Alderman to Greenidge. Oh dear, it's 2 down. Desmond Haynes both times. Just need to check if that happened to be driven into the ground, but it looked as though it was a chance. Caught and bowled. So Haynes has had a let off from Kim Hughes, and now from Terry Alderman off his own bowling. Rackerman's got him this time. It's Greenidge. Rackerman has caught Greenidge off Alderman. Well, I think, Tony, something had to go to hand and stick at some stage.
Yes, well, Hughes certainly put one down, which is straightforward, and you would have thought that Greenidge would have learned from the one before, but have a look at this, a very loose shot. Greenidge trying to drive that through the offside and straight to mid-off. Now, that's a big wicket for Australia. Gordon Greenidge, a deadly dangerous batsman, out caught by Carl Rackerman at mid-off with the bowling of Terry Alderman for 30. A big partnership, 83 the score, with now 1 wicket down.
Oh, bowled, beautifully bowled. Alderman has got a lovely outswinger through the defence. I suspect Richardson may have got a tickle. Could have been an inside edge.
It's a good delivery right at that middle stump, and it certainly was an edge off something. Whether it was the pad or a little bit of bat, I'm not too sure. It wasn't a very good shot in any event. Well, he wouldn't have enjoyed that, and I'm afraid to say Richie Richardson, after that good opening partnership of 83, has come in and collected himself a duck in his first test match down here in Australia. 2 for 83.
2 for 89. It's got him. Beautifully placed. What a good piece of captaincy that was. Yallop has gone 3 parts of the way to the fence in no man's land, and Rodney Hogg has bowled it perfectly. He's let Desmond Haynes go for the slash. He had to be lucky because it needed to fly straight to the fielder, but that is a brilliant piece of out cricket.
It certainly is, and Rodney Hogg has received the reward for a magnificent bowling spell. Desmond Haynes now, the other successful West Indian batsman out here, on 56, makes his way back to the pavilion, and we've now got 3 for 89.
Alderman Richards.
And he's gone. Richards caught behind by Phillips, searching for an away swinger. West Indies in trouble. 4 for 104.
And a good piece of captaincy that, Tony, because I think Viv Richards was looking for the one on the stump to stop from getting it away in that onside, and in so doing, just sparred at that one outside the off stump. It was a nice, gentle outswinger from Terry Alderman, went in the air, went off the wicket, a nice, healthy edge, and certainly that'll give Wayne Phillips a lot of confidence taking that catch. Look how jubilant the Australians are, getting rid of Viv Richards So what a great spell of bowling this is by Alderman. 3 wickets, Richards out. Court Phillips bowled Alderman for 10.
Test batting average of 46.49. 18 centuries and 37 half centuries. 7,159 test runs.
It's a good delivery and another fine catch there by Wayne Phillips. Firstly diving to his right to get rid of Viv Richards, and now diving to his left to get rid of Clive Lloyd. And that gives Terry Alderman 4 wickets, and it's just cost him 5 runs.
Beautiful piece of bowling. The one that went away from the left-hander. He was on the front foot, and Phillips did the rest. Alderman putting Australia in a great position in this test match with a great spell of medium pace bowling at a strong breeze, and Lloyd departs with the West Indies at 5 for 104, and Lloyd out without scoring. And a buzz around the WACA ground as the Australians hit back in the second session of play. Lloyd out, Court Phillips bowled Alderman for 0, 5 for 104.
Oh, Jeffrey Dujon comes to the crease. Batting average of 45 in Test cricket with 3 centuries. Him in the looked like the head. Yes, he's got the cap off. Yes, it's got him in the side or the back side of the head. It was a very accurate bouncer.
Caught him out of position, turned into the ball, and a nasty whack for a man of Alderman's pace.
Jeff Dujon not batting with a helmet on. He's given him a pretty solid whack on the back of the head. And a slashing cut there from Jeffrey Dujon. That's his answer to the bouncer from Terry Alderman.
Yes, that was a Calypso reply.
Lawson to Jeff Dujon.
And Dujon a long way across on the offside there, but it's worked for him very nicely as he clips that one away on the onside. Could be a little unsettled, I think, by that hit in the head, Jeffrey Dujon, as he takes the score to 5 for 115.
Carl Rackerman, and taking strike is Jeffrey Dujon.
Oh, well played. Beautiful shot. He's a lovely timer of the ball, is Dujon. That was slightly overpitched, and it was a very elegant off drive.
Rodney Hogg comes in now to bowl to Dujon.
Lovely shot by Dujon. He has played some magnificent strokes so far in this innings, interspersed them with some horrible ones. But nevertheless, that has another boundary to him. Dujon now is coming across to the umpire. I think he's having some problems following the blow on the head. Going off. So this is a blow for the West Indies. Almost as much a blow as it was for Jeffrey Dujon.
Malcolm Marshall taking strike now. Terry Alderman is the bowler.
Well, that's a lovely way to get off the mark. Very first ball, Malcolm Marshall eases it through mid-off. And it's gone away for 4. Lovely shot by Marshall. Very first delivery. And that's hooked away by Marshall. Saw the short ball, went into the hook shot, got it pretty well down through square leg for 4. His second boundary in the over.
Rodney Hogg could well do to try and drag Larry Gomes to play a shot off that front foot.
Came off the glove. A couple of hits today. Jeffrey Dujon has gone off the field, and then struck by an Alderman bouncer. And Rodney Hogg has just got one to fly, I think, from the glove onto Gomes' ear. Oh, dear me. Another one down, and Hogg is not pleased at all. Rackerman from the members' end. Marshall taking strike. Put him down. Well, winning the toss and putting the opposition in needs a bit of luck and some brilliance in the field. They've put down 3 catches today.
Yes, and they don't come much easier, that one. Ballooning out there to Graham Wood.
If he could pick up a couple of wickets, then the West Indies would have to think about sending Dujon in tonight. It'd be a nice little blow for Australia. It's in the air, and Hughes taking the catch. And just what the doctor ordered there from Rodney Hogg.
Yes, a well-deserved wicket. Hogg's been very fiery today, and Marshall was threatening on 21. That ball seemed to stop on him as he tried to force it off the back foot. Wounded out to cover point, where the Australian skipper took a straightforward catch. A vital breakthrough by Rodney Hogg.
And an edge just going wide of the slips, and not a very convincing way for Jeffrey Dujon to bring up his 50. Oh, and another magnificent cover drive, and I think the headache's gone for Jeffrey Dujon, but they might be just starting for Australia.
Larry Gomes takes strike now. Hogg is the bowler.
There's a good bouncer from Rodney Hogg. It's high in the air, but once again, no Australian fieldsman can get to it. John Dyson was the man making the last-minute dive.
Gomes faces Alderman.
And that's dropped. Really a regulation catch at second slip. Went right through Dyson. Ending series. Well, that's a thick outside edge, looking for the drive, but thick enough that the ball will carry to the boundary and go for his 3rd 4.
It's amazing what 99 does to batsmen. It's amazing what the nervous 90s do to batsmen. He's got it away. That's a magnificent century. Played away fine for 4, and Jeffrey Dujon ecstatic. A magnificent 100. He's 4th in Test cricket. And his fellow West Indians, recognising the important role that he's played here, have come out onto the balcony and given him a good cheer.
Larry Gomes faces Lawson. Shot. He's a very good and very frustrating player, Larry Gomes. Safely way down to deep fine leg. It was a no ball as well, although I doubt if Dujon changed his stroke. A little bit of extra put in there by Geoff Lawson.
He's pulled that through mid-wicket. My word, he's playing well. 2 men in the deep behind square. He hit it forward to the square leg umpire. 21st boundary, and what a beauty.
It was just outside the leg stump. He was able to hit it in front of the wicket. So now he moves on to 138 off 156 balls. That's some scoring.
Beats him. Could be out. Shout. Yes, he's gone. Well bowled. Terry Alderman. Inside edge. Well caught by Phillips. And a great partnership is broken by a man who bowled beautifully. And what an innings. What an ovation for Dujon.
And what a relief to the Australian bowlers. So Terry Alderman takes his 5th wicket. An excellent performance there, as characteristic of Alderman, he cuts that ball back from outside the off stump, swings it away, cuts it back, clips the inside edge, and the ball passes just over the top of the middle stump. And Dujon is caught by Phillips. He's out for 139.
Terry Alderman with 5 for 96.
And he's gone. Yes, beautifully caught. Magnificent catch there by Wood, fielding quite straight at forward square leg. Holding, trying to keep it down. The ball bouncing perhaps just a little more than he thought. Hit the splice of the bat, and very well taken by Graham Wood.
Just a little shorter border, or did it carry? It carried all right, and that's another one down. The catching has been very, very ordinary in this Test match.
Game's on to 1919. It's been a slow, steady performance, but it's going to be a big 100 for his team.
Off the edge and short of Jeff Lawson at backward point. Not a very fashionable way to bring up the 100, but he'll take it. And the West Indies teammates there giving him a rousing ovation.
So really bang into form after having been dropped by the West Indian selectors when Australia played the West Indies in the West Indies earlier this year.
Good shot. Beautifully placed through mid-wicket there, and this outfield quickening up a bit now, and that'll be 4. Oh, that may be out. Yes, he's given him. Good catch by Phillips. A beauty. That was an inside edge from the bat of Joel Garner. The ball went skewing off down the leg side, and Phillips very quick to respond. I think it was also going down.
Certainly was, Tony. It was a cross-back shot, and I think it was the bottom edge. So the ball was going down as Phillips made that tumbling catch to his left. He's got a very good pair of hands, Wayne Phillips. It's his 4th catch of the innings. And he's not let a thing elude his grasp. Tumbling, diving, and the ball went in, and it stayed in.
Bowled him, Gomes, bowled by Hogg for 127. The West Indies are all out for 416.
Very good delivery there from Rodney Hogg. Might have just moved back a little, either through the air or off the seam, and just found a slight gap in the Larry Gomes defence, something you don't often see. Might miss a few outside the stumps. He doesn't miss many when they're on the stumps. A magnificent performance, 127, and he, along with Jeffrey Dujon, really turned this game around for the West Indies.
416 the total in the bowling figures for Australia. Lawson and Rackerman wicketless and a lot of runs against their names. Hogg 4 for 101 and Alderman 6 for 128, and Alderman, as well as taking most wickets, also used most common sense. We pick up play now in the first over of the Australian innings. John Dyson is taking strike. There's just 1 run on the board. Malcolm Marshall is the bowler, and your commentators Ian Chappell. With him is Tony Cozier.
And that's out. Lloyd has taken the catch at first slip, and Australia have lost the wicket in the first over with Dyson caught Lloyd, bowled by Marshall without scoring. Australia are 1 for 1.
Just a question of when Garner will let go with the short one, and what Wood will do about it. Lloyd, great catch. Great catch. And well bowled by Garner. He put that man out there at square. Wood wasn't sure if the short one was going to come. Got the one roundabout off stump, cutting away. And that was a brilliant catch by Clive Lloyd, who's now taken 2 to dismiss the 2 Australians.
Survival's the main aim now for the Australian batsmen. Start again tomorrow. Vessels has been very watchful. Played very well indeed for his 13 runs. He's hit the half volley and placed that well.
That's a good shot, but well caught. Beautifully caught in the gully there by Michael Holding. And that was pretty well hit. Kepler Wessels would be considered a bit unlucky. Hit that right off the middle of the bat. But the tall man in the gully, Michael Holding, just dragging that catch in. Michael Holding is actually racing off the ground. May have injured himself.
Oh, he's hit that way down there. Will he get it? He's got it. Yes, he has. That's the end of Kim Hughes. Well, there was a bouncer. Hit in the air, down to the deep fine leg man, and what a good catch that was.
It was
badly played. They set him up. They kept him on the back foot. He's been out hooking this summer on numerous occasions. They didn't need a bodyline field. They needed one fieldsman. A beautifully judged catch. It was well struck, but what a fine piece of bowling. And congratulations to Clive Lloyd. Tremendous placement that. It was over the middle and off stump. He couldn't control that. He whipped it fine. And Marshall took a superbly judged catch. It was going like a ball at his back. He's keeping his eyes on it. He's up. It's a mark. And the Australian captain departs. And Australia in real trouble at 4 for 40. But what a fine piece of cricket. Beautifully bowled over the middle and off stump. The hook shot was on. And what a great catch. Not much time. Judged to perfection. 2 hands, 2 fingers strapped. And Marshall really in this test match. And Australia in a lot of trouble.
Michael Holding. Yell at the batsman. Brilliant bit of fielding by Holding. Hit the stumps too. My goodness, the West Indies are really on stream this morning. Magnificent bit of fielding. And that's out. Caught by Greenwich. At full slip, Australia 5 for 46.
And great captaincy by Clive Lloyd, taking the man away from silly mid-off, putting him into the 4th slip position, and an instant success. Michael Holding coming up into the breeze. Short delivery, a tentative shot from Graham Yelp, a bad shot. Just rode it into the gully, and probably the simplest catch that we've seen in this Australian innings.
It's Michael Holding moving in off his long run here.
Appeal for a catch. He's gone. Catch down the leg side by Dujon. Well taken. And Border is out for 15. And Australia are 6 for 55.
And that's the prize wicket of Alan Border going to Michael Holding. A sensational spell this by Michael Holding. 3 wickets this morning. A good catch by Jeffrey Dujon, showing his versatility. 100 yesterday. Good keeping that. They're not easy to take down the leg side. Border just getting his bat outside the line of his pads, flicking at it, and an excellent catch. Not such a good delivery from Michael Holding, but one that's produced a wicket for the West Indies.
Once again, the outswinger beating Lawson, although that wasn't such a good shot from Jeffrey.
It is an extremely good delivery because the ball's always moving away from the batsman. The bowler has 2 chances, one of bowling the batsman or getting an edge and having a catch go to slip.
And there's the edge, and that's exactly what the bowler is attempting to do. On that occasion, he didn't hit the stumps, just got the edge, and all very simple for Jeffrey Dujon.
Well, was it perfectly, except the ball didn't go to slip. There wasn't enough deflection there. It just went straight into the safe hands of Jeffrey Dujon. So Malcolm Marshall has struck, bowling the outswinger from halfway along the crease, still getting enough movement to make it move away, and Dujon doing the rest out of the thin edge. So 10 for 63, possibly staring down the barrel of their lowest score against West Indies and Australia. That stands at 82 at the moment in Adelaide in 1951-52.
Oh, and he's just allowed that one to crash into the stumps. Amazing piece of batting. I don't think Michael Holding can believe his luck. He's taken 13 wickets in Test cricket. That's probably the easiest one ever.
It was an attempted York leg stump, and the Hog saw it coming towards him, backed away, hidden full toss on the pad, went from, I would say, at least 2 feet outside the leg stump onto the off stump.
Well, he might be happy. He's certainly quite happy to go. He hasn't waited for the umpire to give him out. And Michael Holding is now on a hat-trick.
Cricket bowler for once, receiving some of his own medicine. And Rackerman there embarrassed a little bit by that short rising ball into the ribs, flinching, moving away to the leg side, not getting inside the line of the ball, offering a tentative bat. Out first ball.
It's the bouncer, it's a no ball. That's particularly well hit by Wayne Phillips.
Well, Wayne Phillips is going to go down with all guns firing.
has edged Australia up closer to that 82 figure Ian was talking about.
Beautiful shot this by Phillips. Bat ball smashed away through extra cover. And didn't he enjoy it?
Man down there on the boundary. Nicely caught. Fielding has been great. You may say that everything is run for them, but my word, they've played well. They've demolished Australia for their lowest ever score against West Indies. 76 all out, having started at 3 for 36 this morning. And beautifully taken away down there at Deep Fine Lake. 76 in all. A lower score than ever before against the West Indians in a test match, beating the 82 in Adelaide back in 951-52. Just 3 double-figure scores, with Phillips top scoring with 22, Border on 15, and only 3 double-figure partnerships before Phillips and Alderman shared 13 for the last wicket. The bowling figures, well, they speak for themselves, I'm afraid, from the Australian point of view. Michael Holding, 9.2 overs, 3 maidens, 6 for 21. He'll bowled just as well as that on many occasions and finished up with 1 for 50. Garner, 2 for 24. Marshall, 2 for 25. And Australia, 340 behind, having to follow on. Here's the first over now. Joel Garner is bowling and John Dyson is taking straight. Dyson's off the mark and off the pair.
Yes, nice bit of relief there for John Dyson. Very quick out of the blocks.
Clive Lloyd has the first one again. Not a very good shot there from Kepler Vessels. He's gone. Joel Garner, despite no ball, no ball, no ball, has snapped up the first wicket. In the air. It would have been a good catch had he been able to pick it up. He was always going around in circles. Malcolm Marshall, who's already taken 2 great catches today, had a little bit of a problem with that one. Nice shot. John Dyson. One of the best shots we've seen today. We haven't seen all that many, but that was a good one.
Cuts quite well, John Dyson, on that occasion, going over the top of Larry Gomes at point.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. Beautifully hit by Wood. Through extra cover, 4 runs all the way. And things now really getting a lot easier for the Australians.
Holding off the short run. Oh, beautifully played. Gloriously played, Graham Wood. Time to perfection.
Well, that's the shot of a batsman in form, and he is in form. He got 141 here against the West Indies last weekend. Shots like that. Now Viv Richards coming on with his gentle off spin. That's through. Again, that boundary is a long one. Greenwich will get onto it, but that's Woods 50. And they'll love that here at the Wacker. Western Australian.
They're going to make it 50 under pressure. They make it in good style, as Graham Wood has done today. Fine 50 that. And only 61 deliveries faced in 131 minutes. And Australia had their backs to wall at 1 for 4 after following on after a dismal 76. Well played, Graham Wood.
Marshall again, Dyson, the lead batsman.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Dragged that one back onto the stumps. Malcolm Marshall generating just a little bit of extra pace there. That surprised Dyson, I think, Frank, and that inside edge back onto the stumps.
A tragic end, though, a tragic end to that partnership between these 2 batsmen. Dyson a little unfortunate, expecting that ball to come in a little bit and getting an underneath edge and putting it onto his off stump. Look at Dyson's bat, though. It really is out of the perpendicular, isn't he? He didn't play straight at all, that. He chased it wide of the off stump and pulled it right the way back. So Marshall strikes. And the first wicket is down for the second wicket is down for 94.
It's the edge, and beautifully caught by Richie Richardson, I think. Yes, the umpire has acknowledged that the catch has been taken, and Courtney Walsh has his first wicket in Test cricket. A brilliant catch by Richie Richardson at third slip.
Marshall to Alan Border.
Well, that's a good delivery, and well taken by Desmond Haynes on this occasion. That really was a brilliant delivery. A nasty one, and Alan Border had absolutely no hope of getting out of the way of that one.
Walsh to Yallop. And there's another one. Graham Yallop has gone. Close infielder Desmond Haynes, and Courtney Walsh has two.
And that, unfortunately for Graham Yallop, was badly played. He was well inside the line. That delivery wasn't all that short. It wasn't all that quick. He just fended it away. We see the line is just outside the line off stump. It was across. His bat wasn't straight. It was nearly horizontal. And it was a good, smart catch by Haynes, and Graham Yallop disappears with Australia, reeling at 5/124. Caught Haynes, bowled Walsh for one.
There's the Yorker, and that could be out. The edge from Wayne Phillips, an attempted Yorker, and quite comfortably taken by Wayne Phillips' opposite number, Jeffrey Dujon. So the first Australian wicket down this morning.
Garner working hard for that wicket. He's been peppering Phillips outside that off stump with balls a little shorter than that one. He enticed Phillips into the drive. He wasn't across there, and what a good game Jeffrey Dujon's having.
And he's given him Kim Hughes not playing a shot, just padding up, and the ball moving back off the seam. Tony Crafter had quite a long look. A very spirited appeal from Malcolm Marshall and the West Indies fieldsman. And Tony Crafter, after a long look, adjudged Kim Hughes LBW. They have won 8 Test matches in a row, which equals the record established by the Australian side of 1920-21 and 1921. They won 8 in a row against England. That was the Warwick Armstrong-led Australian side. They won all 5 tests in Australia and 3 in England. Oh, and he's bowled him with a leg cutter, and there really wasn't much covering the stumps there. It was a good delivery, but I think it was almost wasted on Hoggy.
2 wickets in 3 balls by Malcolm Marshall, and Rodney Hogg not really having a clue where that ball was going. Played completely down the wrong line. Marshall just tilting back the top of that middle stump, and as Ian Chappell mentioned, perhaps a waste of a good delivery like that. So it'll be interesting to see what Garner produces here.
And there it is. Yes, I think that was very predictable. Right on target. And when you're in the frame of mind of letting the ball go, most of the time it's a bit difficult to get down on those.
And didn't he set him up? Forced him back, and it was standing out like the proverbial. So the West Indies picking up 4 wickets this morning in just 25 minutes. And just 1 wicket now standing between a victory in this first Test match in Perth.
West Indies were 5 for 104. And what a transformation the match has gone through since then. He's flashed that away. That's a fine shot by Oldham, and that's 4 runs. More runs here for Oldham. He really is playing very well. Long chase here for Haynes. It's going to be a close thing. The school children down there egging the ball on, but Haynes gets there first. 3 runs to Alderman. Malcolm Marshall now trying to finish off the match. driven firmly back through mid-off. Will go all the way. Greenwich has given up the chase already, and that's another 4.
12 runs now to Alderman. He's faced 23 balls.
Nice shot. This will go for 4. Haynes won't catch it. Over the boundary now. So another boundary to Alderman.
Malcolm Marshall hasn't worked up a great deal of pace this morning, but used the seam, good length and good line.
And for more to Jeff Lawson. It's all vacant down there. There's no third man. There's no fly slip. So that's a pretty good shot.
100% strike rate there for one-day cricket. 25 runs from 25 balls faced.
It's a very good stroke. It's just landed an inch or so inside the boundary. Nice little flick off his hip from Geoffrey Lawson.
59 runs added by Lawson and Alderman, so 14 runs to go. John Gleeson and Alan Connolly watching this telecast. One would wonder what their feelings are. Will they want to retain that? Knowing bowlers, they'd certainly like to probably see one of the Australians dismissed so that they can hold on to that batting 10th wicket stand against the West Indies.
There it is. There it is. Alderman is the man dismissed. A devastating win to the West Indies. Graham Wood, the only batsman able to hold his head up. And what a fighting innings from Jeff Lawson. 38 not out. And Terry Alderman, who finished with 23. There was fine bowling from Garner and Marshall. And a most impressive debut for Courtney Walsh. Man of the match, Michael Holding, with a 6-wicket haul in the first.